talk now. You can't? No talking again. So
every place that Britain have ruled, they have what they call Governor General, right? So in those days, this man, Lord Rathgrey, was the Deputy Governor General. That's the man who was running Nigeria in those days when my father and his colleagues were sent to jail.
Okay.
But in those days, my father wrote him a letter from prison. I said, until the day Nigeria become an independent country, you and I are on the opposite side. But then Nigeria become a free country, we shall become the best of friends. This man visited Nigeria in 1986, Lord Rathgrey. And he wrote to some people like Zeke, they didn't want to see him. But my father welcomed him. He came here and he stayed there for 2-3 hours. He was entertained. That's the picture. Does he lie as well?
No.
Does the picture lie? That's Osita Agwuna with Lord Grey. This is Nwachukwu Aris, one of my dad's closest friends. You know, there are more pictures of it, but Grey came with this man. This was the British High Commissioner in Nigeria in those days. Viewers, what I'm about to tell you is, everything I tell you is the truth, and it's information that has passed from one generation to the other. I don't need to lie, because I don't get anything from it. But I would like to educate our people. If you pay attention to what I'm saying, you will learn.
Huh?
You don't learn from criticism, you learn from paying attention. Even when you go into classroom, when your lecturer is lecturing, you pay attention. You don't sit there and question him, why does men's law in law is intention to kill, intention to do grievous bodily harm? Is the law is set there already. You go into university, either you learn it or you get out of the school. That's how it is.
Okay.
You know? So what I'm trying to tell you is something that passed down for generations. What you have to do is pay attention and you learn. So you can pass this information to your own children. That's how history goes, oral history. You know? So first of all, I'm going to start with this.
Okay.
This thing in Igbo, we call it
Abada,
right? We call it Abada. There's nothing like Abada in Igbo land originally.
Okay.
When the British came, they had stores in Lagos. British home stores, some of them, I don't know if it's in England, John Lewis, they had them, UAC, and they have like Leventis. Most of the young people don't know what I'm talking about. But those of us that grew up in the 70s, people that grew up in the 60s, will understand what I'm saying. In those big shops in Lagos, they had what they call haberdashery. Even in UK today, if you go into John Lewis and ask any salesperson, you are looking for haberdashery, they show you where they sell buttons. Okay. Buttons, right? Zips for your trousers, things that use needles. Okay. Those are what they call haberdashery. Those things are where, in those days, when people come with this material, outside that UAC or British home stores, they put this on the ground all over there. So people in Nigeria will say, oh, let's go near where they have the haberdashery. It is a language corruption that came to Abada. There was not like Abada before.
Okay, so Abada come from that haberdashery store.
Haberdashery is where this came from.
Because they were selling this in front of them.
In Nigeria don't know what I'm talking about. I'm fortunate to be with a man who was a legend. My father, Osita Agwuna, was a legend. One of the greatest historians you can ever come by. So he knows what because he lived in Lagos in the 40s. So he knows what he's talking about. I'm not making up any history. I'm telling you something for you to learn. What I'm saying to you now, most of you in Nigeria don't even know what I'm talking about. The word Abada came from language corruption of haberdashery. Haberdashery is where they sell buttons, zips, things you use to make, those things that they have department in each big stores. John Lewis have it, British home stores, UAC in those days, they have them, haberdashery. People say, let's go where they have that haberdashery, where they put those clothes, near the haberdashery shop. That's why the language corruption came to give this Abada. There's nothing like Abada in Igbo land originally. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so, but if I may ask, the Hausas or Yorubas are not calling this Abada. Why Igbo people pick it as Abada?
Because Igbos, the word Abada came from our own tongue. Let's go to the Abada area, Haberdashery. That's how we begin to call it. Originally, in our own place, there's nothing like Abada. Another thing I want to explain is, if you look at this place now, you have what you call zinc, right?
Yeah.
Zinc, that roof, we call zinc.
Yes.
What do we call it in Igbo? Bam bam.
Yeah.
There's nothing like bam bam. It's where you pick a zinc now and through it. It is the noise it makes. Bangam bangam.
Okay.
That noise, that sound is how the name came by Bam Bam. There's nothing like Bam Bam before.
So what will we call it now if we want to call it? Assuming if there's nothing like Bam Bam.
We call it Zik because this came with the white man. White man brought this. Originally, there was nothing like this in this area.
So which means the name is not there.
The name is not there. So these are things we don't have a name originally in our own tradition because it never existed here. You can't give a name to something that does not exist. You understand?
That's what they said Igbo is.
Yeah, you understand. But if you go to the Western world, there are things we have that they don't have their name because originally it did not originate from their country. So that's how the name Bam Bam came from. If you pick this thing, one sheet of it now, and throw it on the ground, it makes bam bam. That noise it makes is how the name called Bam Bam. That's how the name came from.
Wow, this is eye opener. This is history home.
So if you pay attention, you learn something, not by running off your mouth. Yeah, all right. Okay. This one, let's go to the. I'll show you.
This one is another one. What is it? What are you going to show us again?
What I'm about to show you is how the word Nga originated in Igbo land.
Nga? That's prison.
Prison.
Okay.
There's nothing like Nga before, and I prove it to you now. Watch what I'm going to do. So this Obu we watched before, and I told you you have what you call Oketele. These Oketele are 3 pillars in that Obu.
Yeah.
And let me explain it to you how it's done. Now, when a man, I said it, when a man has been tried, or a woman, and convicted for a crime, right? Either that person will be sold or hanged, whatever the punishment. Once they put you here, and they tie your hands behind your back, the next thing is called Ikwanga. Ikwanga, watch what I'm going to do now, right? This thing goes that way, right? What? Right?
Okay. That is Ikwanga.
Right?
You cannot talk again.
Now, you can't talk when this thing is put in your mouth and your hands are tied behind your back, right?
Yes.
So this Nga, in Igbo they say Ndi Nonanga. What they do is once this is done to you, once you are tried and they put this on you now, this Nga, Nga, then they tie your hand behind your back. Now they dig a big pit, maybe 6 by 6 or 6 by 10, whatever.
Yes.
That's why those people are kept until the slave buyers will come.
Is that those who have condemned?
Yeah, these are condemned. Or those, or the day that they will hang you. Hang you mad. In our tradition. America still have death penalty. You know, some other countries in China they still have death penalty. In Saudi Arabia they still cut people's neck off till today. If you commit certain crime. So why should our own people feel like he never existed? What are you? But you believe the one from Saudi Arabia? You believe the one from America? America still put people on death row, even those that are innocent. If you live long enough for some good lawyer to come and start showing some forensic that you are not there, then maybe you'll be free. But some people have been killed for a crime that they did not commit. This is Nga. This is where the word Nga got its name in this Igbo land. There was nothing like Nga before. Or Nga deva, Ikwanga. Let me show it one more time. Right? The man it goes this way, and it goes into your mouth, right? Right here. Okay. Right here. Well, Nga.
So you cannot call for help no matter what, even if they put you in any. Talk now. You cannot. No talking again. So you go get Nga.
So this is how the word Nga came from. This origin of Nga in Igbo land.
So like that prison, so which means it's borrowed language.
It's borrowed language. So it's not Nga. Ikwanga. You understand? Ikwanga. That's what it's all about. You know?
Wow.
So Ikwanga Kwalanga is in that position that you can talk. So this is where the word corrupt is. Nga. Nanga. From that language corruption, Nga came and have that name. There was no. This is where I started. Prison. The word Nga came from this thing you are looking at. That's
this is.
So if anybody else knows something that, just bring your own and show us.
You see the evidence?
Yeah, the evidence,
is here. So
show me.
We came and we come back again because
you understand.
The reason is that many things is happening in this palace.
You understand? I don't tell you lies because the point is Igbos have this thing about pulling themselves down. Black people pull their own people down. If this story I'm saying now it came from Israel, everybody will believe it. If it came from Palestine, everybody will believe it. If this story came from Russia, everybody believe it. Oh, Russia, because inferiority complex of the black man is the biggest problem you and I have. And in this palace, guess what? It doesn't exist. You understand what I'm saying to you? We don't feel inferior to nobody. Our grandfather shook hands with a white man and still went away.
Wow.
If you doubt what I'm saying, show me your own history. Show me what your father and grandfather did, and let's see it. Show us.
So those who are saying my father did,
Show me what your own father did. Show me what your father did. You know about being jealous and envious. No. Show me what your father did and who your father was in the history books of this country. Then I will respect that. Until that, shut your mouth. Right?
Okay.
That's it. I'm telling you.
So there is another enlargement there.
Yeah.
So
let me show you this one, right? Now, this enlargement picture has to do with what happened. Nigeria won independence from Britain in 1960.
Yeah.
In those days, the man you are looking at in this picture was the Deputy Governor General, because every place that Britain have ruled, they have what they call Governor General, right? So in those days, this man, Lord Ralph Grey, was the Deputy Governor General. That's the man who was running Nigeria in those days when my father and his colleagues were sent to jail.
Okay.
But in those days, my father wrote him a letter from prison. I said, until the day Nigeria become an independent country, you and I are on the opposite side. But then Nigeria become a free country, we shall become the best of friends. This man visited Nigeria in 1986, Lord Ralph Grey. And he wrote to some people like Zeke, they didn't want to see him. But my father welcomed him. He came here and he stayed there for 2-3 hours. He was entertained. That's the picture. Does he lie as well?
No.
Does the picture lie? That's Osita Agwuna with Lord Grey. This is Nwachukwu Aris, one of my dad's closest friends. You know, there are more pictures of it, but Grey came with this man. This was the British High Commissioner in Nigeria in those days. I can show you pictures of British High Commissioner. I came here in the 60s. So some people watching this have not seen white men when we started seeing it in this palace. That is the truth. So they will say, he said his father did this. Show me what your father did. Show me your father's palace. Show me what is the content of your father's palace. And then we can celebrate. I will enjoy it. I will come and see it. Teach me. Yeah. Until you don't have that, shut your mouth.
And listen to the history.
And listen to the history.
And
you learn.
Yes.
You know, black people should not stop pulling each other down. That's what we do. Every history about black people, oh, it's fake. It's not real. When the white man tells you about, oh, Henry VIII, oh, Henry V, oh, Joseph II.
Where is the first?
Yeah, tell me about it. The picture you have here now is the wives of President Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan. Have a look. That's my father there. Yes. That's Osita Agwuna there. And that's Yar'Adua's wife. And that's Jonathan's wife, Patience Jonathan. Does it lie?
No.
This is the picture. Does it lie? And it's up here you are sitting. Up there. You understand? So people say, you say your father did this. Osita Agwuna was a human encyclopedia. People like him you came across every 1,000 years. Take it or leave it. There are some people that I know that can even tell about Agwuna. Somebody like Pete Edochie. Most of you watching this know who Pete Edochie is. The father of Yul Edochie. Pete Edochie is an old school.
Yes.
He's been in this movie industry. He's the one who played Okonkwo and Things Fall Apart.
Yes.
Go and interview Pete Edochie about Agwuna and he'll tell you.
He knows Agwuna.
He knows Agwuna very well. You know what I'm saying? He comes here. I put the play where the governor of Anambra State stood here and said, Osita Agwuna is the greatest human being he ever met in his life. But we have the video. And he tell you that in those days when Shagari was president, he was an errand boy that come from Ekwueme. Ekwueme was the vice president to come and ask Agwuna certain things for the federal government. But I have the video. I play it for you.
Okay, then I'll ask you this, Enule. So, do you think Nigeria government has done something to please or to respect the name Osita Agwuna?
No, they have not. Because Nigeria is a country that is hostile to history. Let me say one more time. We celebrate criminality in this country. We celebrate riffraffs that have not accomplished nothing. That's who we make heroes. Until that changes, the day that changes, maybe Nigeria will now begin to honor the real people. Because Nigeria have not honored my father. There's no one street named that. What I'm saying, I've said it openly. Anywhere you are, call any lawyer. Anybody who's a lawyer in Nigeria that went to law school. Not those that read, even when you in universities, you read about Rex versus Agwuna. It is the same Osita Agwuna we are talking about.
Yes.
He was the first man in Nigeria that used the word revolution in a public place. October 27, 1948. Osita Agwuna, yes.
He served for it.
He served for it. The British government declared him wanted. He didn't run. He went to them and said, I'm Agwuna, put your handcuffs. They arrested him and tried him. offered him scholarship, houses in Ikoyi. He refused with his colleagues in Ahuro, Ugwuoke, Raji Abdallah, Ndukeze, to mention but a few, Oged Macaulay. And Agwuna was sentenced to 3.5 years solitary because he was the ringleader. He's the one that gave that lecture, a call for revolution. You understand? Every Nigerian who's a lawyer have read about Agwuna in law school. Ask anybody next to you. Ask any lawyer you know about Rex of Agwuna till tomorrow.
So the name.
So what are you telling me? I said my father this is. Tell me who your father is and what he did. And I respect you if you have evidence to back it up. Don't run off your mouth because you are jealous and envy. Right?
So which means you are not speaking from the anger.
No, there's no anger. There's no anger. I'm the most nicest human being you meet. If you ask me for this sale pass I'm wearing, if you fit you, if you want, I give it to you. That's me. I don't pay attention to material things. You understand? I've seen it, I have it. I have it, what you have never seen in your life.
So.
But that's me. I don't say about anger. I'm saying about passion. Passion and anger are different things. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm saying it because I'm passionate about our people. That's why I'm trying to educate people on things that I never had before. Because I have the first-hand information. All you have to do is pay attention and learn. Instead of running off your mouth about it, says, tell me your father or your mother. Then I, yeah, that's it, done.